Anyway, this is the podcast. This is Joshua, fucking trying to put things together the best as abilities I can. I got a co-host with me. It is Ben. Hey, Ben.
Hello. Pre-ramble.
Yep, pre-ramble. Ignore. So far, this is all pre-ramble until Jeff gets in here, and then he talks for a little bit. But other than that, everyone here is watching Top Gun, other than me and you. So.
And like I said earlier, I really didn't even like the original, so.
Yeah, like, I mean, here's the thing. I think I maybe watched the original once, but this was like, maybe when I was like 14 or 15 or something. One of my other siblings were still in the house, and they're like, "Oh, let's watch Top Gun." And I'm like, "What the fuck's Top Gun?" And I think it was Top Gun, or I'm thinking of another airplane movie that was, about dudes and jets and doing macho bullshit or somewhat or whatever. But I'm like,
I don't even remember what Top Gun was about. I just know that Tom Cruise is in it and that apparently a lot of dudes love it. I know that it's a reference to some other shows. Some guys like super always about Top Gun, and I'm just like, okay, whatevs. Oh, it's Archer, isn't it?
Oh, probably. Yeah. Archer is always talking about Top Gun.
Okay, so then there you go. That's where I know most of my references for Top Gun from. But yeah, I don't even remember the show or the movie or whatever the fuck it was.
Yeah, like I don't even know.
One of those I just watched it when I was young because it was a thing.
I want to say that there was a plot. Like, there has to be a plot, but
of course,
I don't know. Like,
we're the best. We're the best for this.
Yeah, we're the best. It's like, oh, have you seen or heard this thing? Nope. Did you care about it? Nope.
Not enough to bother researching it.
Nope, not enough to bother even looking into what even the fucking concept is. Yeah. It's just dudes and jets, and they're really homoerotic about it. They really love jets. Fuck. Anyway, let's go back to our previous discussion of talking about the WB Smash clone that they... Here's the thing. It's better than a Smash clone. It's actually like their own proper Smash game that's actually like well-balanced, well-made. All characters are voiced. All characters have things to say to other characters.
And they're not actually clones of Smash characters? Is that the real question? That's the real question.
Yeah, I mean, there is similarities back and forth of, like, you can tell who's who, but at the same time, there's just enough difference. You go, okay, this person could do this weird bullshit, and where the other person couldn't do it. Or I think the good example is... and
it's not just a Jigglypuff clone.
Yeah, there's not just a Jigglypuff clone or just a Mewtwo clone or just a whatever. They actually, you can feel the similarity, but then you go, oh, it ends here and they do weird shit like Belma. Belma does basically the whole gimmick is the same gimmick as Phoenix Wright from Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Marvel vs. Capcom 3 is you're finding evidence all over the room and you have to pick up the certain items to get the evidence. And also, she's constantly tripping up and losing her glasses, and that's how she's doing a half of her fighting moves.
That's great.
And so, basically, towards the end, her special move is when you finally get all the pieces together, you call the cops in, you tag one of your opponents, and they get the cops, you tie them up, and the cops take them away and pull off their mask, and they're like, "Oh man, Jenkins!" And they take them away in the cop car.
What? I have to see this. That's
her legit finisher. It's like, that's nuts.
That is actually hilarious. Does it like, what does it do? Just pull them off the screen and then they just insta-die?
Something like that, yeah. Like, it just teleport, like, either that or it's like they get shot off, to the moon like they usually do in Smash Bros. But let's see if I can find Belma finisher. If I could spell that properly. No, actually, what is the WB game fighter called? Because I've just been calling it that. It has a real name. Idea. It has a real name. I think it's Universe something. WB Smash clone. Oh, Multiverses. WB multiverses. Like, oh, also there's been a list that's been leaked already of like what other characters are showing up.
Oh, the DLC list got leaked already?
Yeah. And it's a real doozy because there's some shit in there you go, what? Like a lot of the stuff in there is just like, oh, you know what's even funnier is when WB, you know, they have their properties and stuff, but it's like less known properties. So like Nintendo, they had to go above and beyond to convince people that they want their characters to be in their game, probably.
Yeah.
But for WB, I'm pretty sure half of the people who own the property go, what? I make money? Sure, here you go. Like, just throw the property at their face and go, make something with it. I don't care. Like, I'm sure they're making
I bet they will.
Yeah, like, it's just, I'm sure they don't give a shit and just throw a property at their face.
Do you know how hard it was probably for Nintendo to get Sora? The fact that there's literally not a single Disney reference in the game at all, like they don't even talk about Mickey Mouse or Donald or Goofy. There's not a single voice line about them.
Yeah.
It's just my friends. It's like, where's your friends? It's like, my friends are somewhere else. And it's just like,
my friends. Like,
wow. Can't even bother saying their names.
You know, my friends. Oh,
Frank. It's like, what's his face? I fight for my friends.
You know, friends. Oh, God damn it. I'm trying to find an image because literally there was an image of like all the characters that got leaked. You think I can find it. But one of the surprising things that got in there is Scorpion and Sub-Zero.
Well, they technically are WB assets.
Yeah, they are WB assets, but it's like in this multiverse game, you go like, that's weird. And then you also look at the other characters that are in there. It's what was it? Game of Thrones. They got Game of Thrones characters in there.
Arya Stark in there. I forgot.
Yeah, it's like that's even more adult. I'm like, oh, wow.
Yeah, considering the shit she went through, fuck, I'm not surprised. But then again, like, whatchamacallit? Scorpion and Sub-Zero, like, crossed over on, like, everything. I feel like that kind of makes sense. Like, and they've PG'd them for, like, other things. So I'm not too surprised. I'm actually surprised they're not in the initial lineup because they're so notable. Like, Mortal Kombat is, like, pretty fucking huge right now.
Yeah. Hold on. Did I find it? No. Did I find it yet? No. Did I find it yet? I'm gonna be clicking and clacking away over here. Oh, Rick and Morty apparently was gonna be in it.
I could also see that as well.
Yeah. Oh, Lord of the Rings. What was it? Wizard and fucking elf bow.
Gandalf and Elrond?
Yeah. Who else?
That's interesting.
Yeah. I'm just trying to remember the stupid roster list because I'm like, there are some like neato characters in that stupid roster list. Leaked fire list. Here we go. Marvin the Martian. LeBron James. That's hilarious.
What?
Yeah.
Is it because of
Looney Tunes?
Yeah.
Space Jam. That's a connection. Looney Tunes, Space Jam. Joker, which okay, yeah. Nuba, DC Comics. Raven.
I can see Raven.
Yeah, Raven's cool. Gandalf, Lord of the Rings. Legolas from Lord of the Rings. Harry Potter and Ron Weasley.
I could also see that as well.
Rick Sanchez, Rick and Morty.
Yeah, that's a little more iffy. I mean, again, you could PG them fairly easily.
Oh yeah. Although, if I don't hear a single like blurred out bleep coming from Rick, then they failed. I need to hear a bleep coming out from his mouth, just so okay, it's official. It's official.
Or they censor his like hip flask too with something, or like some character asks like, "What's in that?" And he's just like, "It's juice. Don't worry about it."
Yep. There you go. What's in that? It's apple juice. Is it? Yep.
Well, I googled Velma to see her moves, and then there's literally the third video down is Velma is top tier, and this is S tier.
Oh yeah, actually, apparently they're still working on Velma and Taz, is also in the game, because Taz is just this whirling dervish insanity, and he's just broken as shit. And Velma is also just as broken because she's like more of a healer class apparently, so she doesn't even do damage yet. All she really does is heal and put people in prison. So,
jeez.
Fred Flintstone is in there. Johnny Bravo is in.
I'd love to see both of those. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, Johnny Bravo is like, he should have saw action before anyone else in fucking TV land. But man, that's cool.
I think he's probably not in right away because he's an older character.
Oh yeah, Mad Max is in.
Oh, I forgot that they were a WB. Max and whatever, the dog and the rabbit guy, right?
No, it's Mad Max from Mad Max.
Oh, okay, now that's weird.
Now that's Ben 10, which I didn't realize that was WB.
I think they bought them a bit ago, but they haven't done anything with them.
Wow, these two this is special. Godzilla and King Kong.
Again, makes sense.
The Godzilla one, are they the only distributors in North America? They probably are. That's probably why they got the Godzilla, because they're probably the only distributor in North America.
Yeah, they've been Godzilla for fucking forever.
Oh, yeah.
Because remember, Godzilla Destroy All Monsters, that had WB behind it. And that was GameCube era. Ironically, I was literally just talking about that the other day with my roommate. We were talking how awesome that game was. And he was wondering if I'd even heard of it. And I was like, yeah, dude, you used to play that shit every fucking day.
I heard that version is actually a good version of the game.
Good is relative.
Or no, there was a Godzilla game that came out in, I want to say, either GameCube or PS2 that was like actually good. And you do Godzilla shit. And then and then as soon as that hit store shelves, and they stop making them all together, and you're like, come on.
No, the one I'm talking about is the fighting game version.
Oh, that one. Okay.
But yeah, there is one that is like you get to do Godzilla shit, and it was incredibly good.
Here. I'm at the bottom of the list, and I'm like, it's getting more interesting. Neo from The Matrix is in.
Oh, that would be my main 110%, dude. I'm such a Matrix stan. You gotta does he
get guns, or does he just whip people around like they're batons?
I bet he probably does a lot of his Matrix 2 moves without using any guns, like just a lot of kung fu and like throwing people and using like the staff. Probably, I doubt they're gonna let any guns get in this game.
Yeah, I don't think any guns.
Actually, how you gonna have Mad Max without any guns? He has the shotgun is like his thing. Like the sawed off like handheld shotgun is like literally Mad Max's like tool of destruction.
From what I hear, Harley Quinn is in this game, and she does a lot of moves that's very similar to Solid Snake.
Yeah, I mean, you can get away with him. I mean, with her, because she can just use the mallet. But then again, I guess if she whips out a fucking rocket launcher, what are you gonna do, right?
Yeah, so I'm thinking, hey, if you go over cartoony, you could probably get away with a lot of cartoony violence with guns. Probably.
Yeah. I think it's the blood thing. Is like is where like T turns into M.
Yeah. Which is kind of dumb. I don't know. Yeah, like you start getting into discussion of like violence in games in general and violence in life, and you're like, maybe we should.
You see so much worse in PG-13 movies than you do in M-rated games.
Yeah, like it's so weird that you see this weird dichotomy of like, in TV land and also in movies, it's fucking worse, but yet you try to do the same thing on like YouTube, you get bitch slapped back to last century, and you're like, what the fuck? TV literally does the same thing. Like, it's no different. It's like, and I get bitch slapped? Like, what? This is kind of nuts.
Yeah, I don't know why they over-regulate their content creators so much. But like advertisers are okay with like the shit that goes on in TV.
Yeah,
Like they advertise on like HBO and shit with like Game of Thrones, where there was like literal like rape scenes.
Yeah. Well,
but then it's like
I want to say the reasoning why they're maybe better with TV than it is online is that there's so many kids watching this shit.
YouTube has a specific section for children.
Yeah, that too. But at the same time, it's like, oh, if children want to see bad shit on TV, they can, because
exactly
it's just there. Like, literally no different.
Yeah, there's no safeguards. There's less safeguards for TV than there is on the internet.
Yeah, exactly. Like, oh fuck. Anyway.
It's kind of like how like you're not allowed to like let your kids like go off on their own anymore.
Oh yeah, yeah. Man, the 80s and 90s were probably that magical time when you can do whatever, right?
Yeah.
Frick.
Also, the casual racism that you could get away with in the 90s. Like, I was watching Maximilian Dude play Def Jam Vendetta. Not Vendetta, just Def Jam. Fight for New York. That's the one. You know, there's literal like there's only like a few female fighters capable, and there is a stereotypical Asian one that's wearing like, you know, the stereotypical Asian clothes, has the accent, you know, the 90s Asian accent. And then like the same thing with like her ultimate she does like the kung fu shit. It's so generically, stereotypically racist. And it's like, but early 2000s, that's just how it was. And nowadays it's like, if you even consider like putting that character to pen, you would get destroyed.
Yeah. Although I think the way you can get away with that is like you had to flip that character on its head type of thing. Like, oh, they're representing their culture, not being a parody of their culture. Yeah, or like, actually, what's a good example? Tekken with the black guy. What's his name?
Eddie.
Is that Eddie? Because
the breakdancer or whatever, right?
No, I'm thinking the new one.
Oh, the new Tekken one.
Yeah, because there's a new character in the new Tekken one where he's literally a master kung fu master, but he's a black hip hopper guy. So like you mix the two and you get the most coolest fucker on the face of the earth.
That does sound pretty badass, not gonna lie.
Like, he has long white dreads, he has wicked cool ass shades, and he does all the kung fu shit you ever want him to do.
Oh, he's that old dude, right?
Yeah.
I've seen pictures of him, but I haven't seen him actually like.
Oh yeah, he's
in game.
Like, yeah, he's like. I don't want to say he was bannable on tournament because of his staff.
Yeah, he was so busted.
Yeah, he was so busted, but like he's really fucking cool though. And also his custom intro song is also. It's also very reminiscent of like Kung Fu Master bullshit.
I hate that some of my favorite characters in Tekken is like Bryant and Dragunov. Is that what is the one?
Oh yes. The both are very military crazy.
No, the one guy's just fucking crazy and the other guy's military crazy.
Okay, yeah, right. Okay, I was gonna say one is a racist and one is not racist.
I mean, I think both of them kind of are in a way.
Well, here's the thing. I think the first one, when you said Brian, I'm like, isn't he racist? I'm like, no, he just hates everyone equally. I'm like, that's not true. Racist.
Yeah, the one that is racist is probably what's his face, Dragunov.
Yeah, Dragunov. Like, because again, like his whole entire motif, his looks is like maybe
it's very, very Nazi looking.
Yeah, very.
But I think his moveset is really cool, and he uses the funniest thing about him is he uses a Russian fighting style. He really uses sambo, and it's like, but he's has the German motif going on, and he's very Russian, and it doesn't make any sense.
Frick.
I love Tekken for that shit.
Yeah, also Tekken had a new character that was from Poland. And it's like literally the Poland Prime Minister. It's a female. Yeah. It's like literally the Prime Minister from Poland is fighting in Tekken. And I'm like, that's cool.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Oh, that's so awesome. I love when it's just like, oh, what's the one country where we haven't represented in our game yet? Poland. Well, let's make this a female fighter. She's the president. Okay, got it.
I think that's like a Japanese thing. They love to do wacky bullshit like that, and I think it's hilarious.
I think if you're making a fighting game, you gotta make it interesting.
True,
like,
and plus, half the interesting part about like fighting games is like the characters in themselves.
Oh yeah, I think
you use them for so long, and like you need to be able to get attached to them somehow.
Oh yeah, I think a good example would be like Def Jam. It's like you recognize the people in that because either it's the artist you like, or maybe they have a fighting style that's unique to them, or like, oh, this guy's crazy because he has a clock around his neck. Oh, what's his name? Flava Flav. Oh, he's a rapper. Oh, fucking, he does drunken fighting. Okay, that seems to fit him. Like,
or of course, like the big bad of Fight for New York is Snoop Dogg.
Snoop Dogg.
I love his outro. It's just like, it's like, you ain't a pimp if you're getting beat down like a hoe.
Oh, yeah. No, I think he said you ain't a pimp if you're getting beat down like a bitch. I think, or a hoe, but still, yeah, like that's
one
that's
of
a
those.
quote.
It's really funny.
Yeah, that's a quote. And also, actually, I'm still looking at the list of fucking multiverse. Fucking Gizmo is in. Emmett from the Lego Movie.
I can see that. It's like Minecraft Steve.
Notaro is in.
Hamtaro?
No, Nortoro.
I don't know what that is.
No. The stupid ninja headband bullshit. I'm probably saying it wrong. I think this has been the first time I've had to say it out loud. Hold on. Let me just put it in the chat. He's in Smash.
All right, let me look.
Oh,
Naruto.
Yeah.
Naruto. Wow.
Yeah.
Do you not watch anime?
I watch anime rarely. Only certain ones that pique my interest.
So you're just a connoisseur. You're not a habitual depression main.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just like, I hear a lot of talk of this. Might as well watch it. That type of thing.
Ironically, I've been catching up on some anime recently. I have to say though, there's been some bangers this season that
Incredible
if
Hulk
you're
and Wreck-It Ralph.
into that, you should watch that shit.
Incredible Hulk is Disney Marvel.
Skeleton Knight in Another World is fucking fantastic, and I definitely suggest you watch it because it's weeby as fuck, but like, man, is it good. Also, the intro for it was created by a YouTuber that does covers, so that's amazing.
I know. Actually, I think another reason why I just don't watch anime, it just feels like I just don't have time to watch stuff, really. It's more of like, I gotta be doing this over here on one screen. On my other is not watching anime. Usually it's a podcast.
That's one of the problems is like you need to actually devote your time to watch the anime, especially if it's not dubbed.
Yeah.
But I think like if you did like 1 or 2 episodes a day, you could get through a series at a relatively decent clip. Like I probably only watch maybe like 3 episodes a day before I go to bed, and I've gotten through everything in simulcast for every week, and I catch up on another show. So I guess I watch more than that. I guess then. Well, no, because the release schedule. Because like there's a few things that come up on Sundays that I watch. So Sundays are busy, but then you got like obviously there's nothing on Monday or Tuesday. So if you're watching 2 episodes on Monday and Tuesday,
right,
you're good.
But yeah, like I don't know. I feel like I could watch anime, but at the same time, it's like I just don't have time for TV or movies nowadays. I just like those happen, whatever. I just like actually with like the Spider-Man and like Doctor Strange, and actually there's one movie if I could go and see, I would like to see it, is the Everything Everywhere All at Once. It's it's a movie that you see from the trailers and go, is this a Doctor Strange movie? Because it goes places, certainly goes places, and it gets so weird, and then you go, is it not Doctor Strange movie? Like what? Like, it's certainly interesting. I think it's if what I understand from the Everything Everywhere All at Once is about a Asian, I want to say middle-aged, not a wife, but like a family supporter type of, she's trying to own like a restaurant or a job, and like trying to pay taxes and stuff like that, and trying to do her best. And I think it goes down this rabbit hole of like, what if I did things differently? What if I did this instead of that? What if that, whatever. And then finally in the movie, she starts to connect her parallel universes, and weird bullshit starting to happen. And yeah. Am I disconnected? Okay. Is Ben disconnected?
No, my mic is muted because there's people around me. Sorry.
Oh. Oh.
You know how it be. The curse of... Oh, shit.
Shit.
Being in the living room.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're still recording.
I mean, we could sync again.
Yeah, Jeff. Do your job.
He goes, yeah, you guys should exchange numbers.
Stop that.
Yeah, welcome you, bitch.
Yeah, welcome Jeff to the podcast.
Hi.
Yeah, our boss showed up.
Our boss finally showed up after watching Top Gun.
I offered, and you sat there and you said, no, I don't really want to watch Top Gun.
It's so not in my interest to watch Top Gun.
It's not in my interest to go see Top Gun. I would rather talk about the WD fighter than go see a plane movie about planes fighting other planes. Does that sound about right?
Boring,
so I've been told.
That sounds kind of boring.
Yeah, I mean, I would rather just play like Ace Combat.
Josh literally pulled out a wig and all of a sudden his skin turned orange. He put on a tie. I don't know what the fuck happened. He started talking like Trump. And he goes, look, I've been told that movie's boring. And I'm like, what? Fuck you.
You're projecting.
Maybe.
It sounds like he's
bit.
projecting.
A little bit.
Yep, sounds like he's projecting.
So have you heard
wow.
about the freaking character release for the WB game?
I know that there's a ton of characters and I care about a lot of them, and then I don't care about others.
I mean, did you know that Godzilla and King Kong and Fred Flintstone and Rick and Morty, Harry Potter and Ron Weasley, Gandalf and Legolas, and fucking LeBron James? Fucking LeBron James is in. Fucking Neo from The Matrix, Scorpion and Sub-Zero from Mortal Kombat.
I'm kind of excited for the Neo one. I want to see that because that sounds awesome.
Gizmo from Gremlins. Fucking Emmett from Lego Movie. Not Norturo from Norturo.
I want to punch you for that one because you know how to say it now and you just said it wrong on purpose.
Does it actually have Naruto in this?
Yeah, it's gonna be a DLC, but it's fucking gonna be in.
The fact that you said it that way, it really hurts me. It hurts my soul, man.
Norturo. And also the Incredible Hulk from Disney Marvel. Which, that's interesting.
Did you ever play the Hulk video game on the 360?
Oh,
Yeah,
that
it was pretty good.
That was so good and crazy.
Okay, I'm actually looking at this up. Is it Nickelodeon All Stars Brawl?
No, that's the Nickelodeon verse. Yeah, it's
Multiverses. Like, this is the list I'm looking at. Like, so it shows you like what the actual roster is when they're released. And that's a good list. Tom and Jerry, I think it's like the most interesting, because turns out how they're fighting is they're not fighting opponents around them. Tom is trying to get Jerry. So it's basically when they're doing attacks, they're trying to get one another, and people who are in the middle of their trying to get each other are getting fucked. So it's like, oh, they're just everyone's collateral around them. That's kind of neat.
I think, yeah, that's an interesting way to do it.
Yeah.
Hold on. There's Mad Max in this game. There's.
Yeah, the only thing he was talking about Salmon Max.
Okay, you guys are missing the most important one. There's the Iron fucking Giant in this movie, and it's not voiced by Ben Diesel.
It's not a video game, you mean, not movie.
I mean, I doubt half of the characters are voiced by their actual voice actors.
No, they got Kevin Conroy for Batman, so...
But he does video game voicing. Like, I remember... What was it? It was Peter Dinklage playing the Ghost in Destiny 2. Remember how fucking awful he was? He's a great actor. Okay, that's probably the only thing I could say good about him recently. He's a good actor, but like what it comes down to it is that doing voiceover and voice acting is incredibly difficult. And I guess most of these characters are cartoon characters, but like, can you get like when you get some of those characters, so some of those people that come back for that stuff, like they don't do that all the time.
That's a good point. No, I don't know. Yeah, this list is crazy. Why is Johnny Bravo on there?
Because why wouldn't
Bravo's
you have Johnny
awesome.
Bravo?
Why would you have Legolas and not Aragorn? Or Gimli? Why would you have Legolas but not fucking Gimli? What the fuck?
Because it's not your favorite, apparently.
Fuck you.
Man, it sounds like you're having a hard time over there.
My head is exploding. I just saw Top Gun. It was great.
Okay.
Sure.
My life has no meaning. I will now dedicate 24/7 to becoming a fighter pilot.
I think you're a little old for that.
Yeah, I think so too. I'm not going to do that.
Also, how tall are you?
Like 6 foot.
You're probably too tall.
Yeah.
Ironically.
So I'm too short to get the girls, but too tall to be a fighter pilot. Damn.
No, being a flat 6 foot, you're like pretty okay.
What's the too tall to be a fighter pilot?
Mm-hmm.
Is it like 7 foot?
That's like 5 foot something.
You want to? I think they want you to be shorter for fighter pilot.
Oh, blood circulation.
No, just in the cockpit is small.
I see. You must be certain height and width.
Oh, for sure, width for sure.
Yep. You can't shove a 400-pound guy in there. Sir, he's stuck.
Oh my God! Do you want to be 5'3"? Okay, you can be 6'4". Okay.
So
the minimum is 5'3", and the maximum is 77 inches, which is 6'5".
hold on. I gotta ask. So this is very important for my self-esteem. Okay, this is very important. Okay, you have to be 5'3". Imagine being a 5'3" fighter pilot.
Dude,
nowadays.
they would. If you're a 5'3" and could be a fighter pilot or a fighter pilot, I bet you could prove it. You'd probably be drowning in it for sure for the girls. Be like, yeah, I'm a fighter pilot, bitch.
But imagine the girls who are like, oh, you're only 5'3".
True.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah, no. Cool. I look forward to when is the WB game released? By the way,
It's already out.
Is it on PC or can I get it on my Switch?
Probably not.
Josh, buy
It's
Multiverses. It's on PC. It is.
oh, is it? Okay.
2022. So we gotta stream us playing it, Josh.
WB game? Yes.
Yes.
I agree. I will definitely main hold on.
I will just play Shaggy because Shaggy's best.
I will main Bugs Bunny, Taz, Iron Giant, and hold on.
Did you say Taz is busted?
Yeah.
Oh,
Taz-
you doing? I just
Apparently Taz's moveset is, the spin move that Meta Knight does in Smash.
Oh god.
Oh, it's that.
It's that times 10. Apparently it's really bullshit. Like, they've got to find a way to tone that down, but still, it's like, oh, they just went all in on the spin. But like, also, whenever the new DLC characters get dropped, I'm totally gonna fucking main either Johnny Bravo or I guess Scorpion and Sub-Zero, because that's gonna be fun. That's gonna be weird. It's gonna be.
That's what I want to main.
I just want to hear constantly come over here as I skewer a cartoon character to pull him towards me.
Fair enough.
Come over here and you skewer Bugs Bunny, and all you hear is the Bugs Bunny going, ah!
Oh, you're sadistic.
Or actually, you know what's even funnier? The spear will catch up to Bugs Bunny. He will just warp around the spear. He'll catch it, put it underneath his armpit, and pretend that he's stabbed, and he'll pull forward anyways.
Probably.
That's how they're gonna get. That's how that's gonna work for Bugs Bunny. He doesn't get stabbed. He just goes with it.
He just catches it. He's like, ooh, what's this? Wah!
Whoa! I like that. Yeah, like fucking. See, also, in that same article, they were talking about Wreck-It Ralph, She-Hulk, and Naruto are surprisingly not WB characters, but the developers have said that it's possible DLC fighters are not restricted to WB icons.
So I can have a WB. So I can have Mario in my WB fighting game.
If they say
Probably
yes,
not
but why
that
not?
far.
If they say yes, but why would they?
Because it's funny.
I agree, but why would they?
Because it's funny.
I can see Sony characters be in this. I can see Kratos. Kratos could be in this.
Oh,
I could see
God.
Master Chief being in this.
Because Sony's like, we failed. We could put this in WB thing, sure.
Oh, why would we even bother? We can just give it to WB and they'll make it better.
I want Fortnite character to be in this. Although all he has is guns, so I don't know how it's gonna work.
No.
It'd be the pickaxe and the building mechanic. It would just be another Minecraft Steve.
No. Josh. Fortnite bad. I shouldn't say that.
Oh, fuck.
No,
actually,
Fortnite bad.
Fortnite bad.
Me no like Epic, even though I have friends who work at Epic.
Me don't like Epic. Fortnite bad. Right.
Fortnite's no bueno, dude. We don't like that.
I mean, it's really funny because, like, I basically went off. Okay, if you ever want to see tears of sadness, call Epic Games Store shit in front of an Epic Games employee and then just watch the one tear roll down their eye because they know that you're right. And then you just sit there and you just go, fuck, I should apologize.
Nah, fuck it, dude.
No. Anyways,
I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do to make money. So I respect your hustle, but I don't respect your company. How about that?
I respect them more than I respect some of the people I went to Nate with the second time around. So I'll say that much. But I will say that I went to Nate with one of the groups of people I went to Nate with, and I went and saw a movie. Now, this movie isn't a surprise to anyone, but we are going to talk about it because I want to talk about it with Ben and Josh.
So you're just going to talk to the void because neither of us I don't even remember the first Top Gear, and you're going to talk about plane stuff that I'm not going to understand, so it's not going to matter.
I was going to say Top Gun.
Top Gun. Yeah,
Top Gun, Top Gear. I don't know, man. You see
Top
how
Gear.
much I can't even remember this to keep the two apart because Top Gear is the one that I actually care about.
Okay, so Top Gun is a good movie that basically is planes, dogfighting, and it's awesome. It's a 9 out of 10. People should go see it. It has problems. The main problem I have with it is it uses F-18s instead of the F-35, which makes sense because the F-35 is really fucking expensive and F-18s are abundant and cheap. They also do a lot of really interesting things. There's scenes where you're watching the movie and they will make jokes, and it's just a feel-good movie that's fun and interesting. I will go into the plot a little bit. So Top Gun differs from the first one because Top Gun 2 takes place in the Magical Girl universe, and Maverick gets basically isekai'd out of a space plane and has to don the wings of a F-18 in order to actually fight bad guys. It's amazing. It's the best movie ever.
Oh boy, who you're
Did I just
fighting
have a
exactly?
stroke?
He has to don. Yeah, so basically they do magical girl fight scenes, and it's like really weird. You're like, I don't understand what's going on in this movie. But it's really good. You should watch it. Okay? And if you don't believe me, prove me wrong by watching it and giving this movie your money.
No.
Nah, I think I'm good.
I think we're good.
I think you guys are missing out, but I enjoyed it. It was a good movie.
So there's some movies that I do want to see that I didn't actually go see. Like I still want to see like most of the anime movies. I waited until like Mugen Train was on Crunchyroll to see it because like I don't like going to a movie theater. I don't like paying all that money to go to a movie theater. It doesn't make a difference for me if I watch a movie at home or I watch a movie at a movie theater. And movies to me are like they're just I don't know, they're not worth the money to me anymore. I'd rather spend like the $15 that I spent on that movie and buy a video game instead.
Yeah, that's fair.
4 times as much enjoyment out of than I ever did from that movie. I'm
fair.
sorry.
I mean, here's my thought process about that. You're 100% right to have your opinion.
Yes.
I
Because
just
my
think
opinion is correct.
I just think you're wrong.
All right. Sure, buddy.
I mean, no, you're 100% right. Because, like, I rarely go to the theaters. Like, I'll go once in a while because there's nothing like movie popcorn or anything like that.
You can even, like, recreate movie popcorn at home.
I mean, yeah, you can, but it's not the same. I don't have the sad 16-year-old dunking stuff into the popcorn bag and then me sitting there saying, yes, I would like butter on it. And then watching them go...
I mean, haven't you seen...
as their soul leaves their body.
Like, the $14, like, chips and dip that somebody bought? It was literally just a bag of Doritos and a cup of Cheese Whiz that was prepackaged and sold to them for, like, probably $1.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, and then they resell it to you for, like, $10. It's like... You can just make that at home. Same thing with the popcorn. Like, actually, I think you can make superior popcorn at home. I'm willing to go that far.
I also agree because you can buy the oils and stuff like that at a store. You just have to look, and it's there.
And like,
Or
you
even
can buy
Amazon.
a popcorn maker for like,
I have a popcorn maker.
like $15, and then just like put all the oils and stuff in it, and you're good to go.
I mean, I have a popcorn maker, but it's not the same. I don't get that sad 16-year-old.
You just want to make some poor depressed person have to do your bidding, don't you? That's like, you would make a great CEO. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
Ah, yeah, I would. It would be funny. Josh would have to sit there and be like, Jeff, you cannot tell the intern that he's fired for the 14th time in a row, and then make me tell him that he's not fired. You cannot keep doing that.
Stop it.
Yeah, you would do that.
I want to be like Steve Jobs mixed with Gabe Newell, where somebody comes up to me and they say, I have a concussion, and I go, that's nice, you should go home. Why are you here? If you continue staying here, you will lose your job. So go home. You fuck.
Stop it.
And then summon Josh, and when Josh goes, what is it this time? I go, be like, Josh, your job is to drive this person home. Good day.
And then I just look over to him and go, what happened?
What happened? You have a concussion. Why the fuck did you come to work? See, Josh is the one who's going to do all the reprimanding. I'm just going to say stupid shit and then hope that people listen.
You think I'm gonna fire people, but what's end up gonna be happening is like we're gonna have a long talk, and then maybe they're fired. Who knows?
Josh is gonna start putting beards on people.
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh boy. I actually played a video game, and
So did I.
yeah,
With Ben.
Same.
And with a random person.
hooray!
He's not random. He's my friend, you bitch.
What game did you play?
Wait, hold on. You knew Andrew for about exactly 30 minutes, and now you're defending him every single step of the way?
I thought you were talking about Apex.
Oh.
You played Apex?
No, my friend, his name is Apex. Well,
Oh,
that's his actual name.
Apex was there for like one mission, and then we started... And then he left, and then I left with Andrew.
And
He's a
then
good
we
guy.
did one mission, and then I went to bed.
Yeah. It was good. We had fun. Fun was had. That game's good. Josh, you should have been there.
I should have.
I mean, he would have, but, it
I should
happens.
have. Yeah.
He was busy getting his tits milked.
Yep. I just get my tits are getting absolutely milked.
I don't know. What were you doing?
I think
was
was he working?
No. What day was that?
That was
Cause
Tuesday.
Tuesday. I was made. Well, it's either working or it was. I was literally just like trying to work on a 3D model for the fucking card box I'm making with Wardio. Because the card box, like, we're slowly going through iterations over iterations and kind of getting there. Just now I'm trying to figure out like the correct sizing for this inner box so you can pull out the cards and shit like that. And it's like it's a constant iterative process of trying to figure out like, okay, is this designed properly? Can you get your fingers in? Can you get your fingers out? Can you get the cards in? Is it easily put the cards in? Can you it doesn't fit the sleeves properly? Is it the right measurement? Like, it's all that. But anyway, we're supposedly talking about video games. You're gonna say what video game you played, but you haven't.
Well, if you don't rock and stone, you're not coming home.
Yeah, you're right.
That's the video game we were playing.
Oh, right. They're playing Deep Rock Galactic.
Yeah, we had two newbies and the guy that's prestige every character 3 times carrying us,
Wow.
and then me.
Who prestiged your characters 3 times?
Jeff's friend.
Oh, really? That's
Yeah.
crazy. Because I prestiged 2 of my characters, but I didn't prestige them 3 times.
Yeah, he's 3-starred every character except engineer, I think.
Wow.
He's level 300 and something. Like, he's played that game way too fucking much.
Wowie zowie. Like, for me, I do like the game, but I don't think I like it that much because I just think it's just little too samey for what you're doing in the game. I kind of wish there was just a little more variety, just a little. Just like, oh, okay, you're miners, you're mining, you're doing the mining thing. This is the main game, and then afterwards, it's like, go gamble, because why not? You're miners. Or
I do like that there is like an end game grind.
yeah.
I think I like to play the game more of like I play for like an hour or two, and then I go and play something else. I'm not gonna sit there and grind on it. It's not that entertaining. I think it's a great game.
Oh yeah,
but I don't think it's not a main game. How about that?
Yeah, I think it's a good game for like, oh hey guys, you just want to bust out like 2 hours just playing some Deep Rock, and they're like, yeah, we can play some Deep Rock for a couple hours. And then afterwards, you're like, all right, now let's go play that shoot game that we open playing for hundreds of hours. Everyone's like, yeah, that's what it's like. Oh, we need a buffer between these 2 other games. Let's play Deep Rock. Yeah, like you play that for like just to get a breather. Then you go back to that main thing you've been doing. Mm-hmm. And yeah, like. I think it's in a good spot, really, because it's like if you want to go try hard, there's enough to do go try hard things in it, and also there's enough of leveling tree in that game and also they have a battle pass now, so there's stuff to go for, like other than just like completing missions and get good at missions. So there's that. Yeah, like. I've been playing that Deep Rock as well, and it's like, man, I like it a lot. I think the only thing that sucks is that, like, if you just want to play by yourself, it's a bit of a challenge, and also it just feels lonely as fuck, and it feels like spiders are gonna get you from anywhere.
I mean, that's a true statement.
Yeah. I mean, spiders can get you anywhere in real life, so I don't want to deal with that. Feel that stress in a video game.
I wish I could have a flamethrower to deal with that kind of shit, because spiders can fuck right off, dude. Dude, I had a fucking close encounter with Gigamoth last night.
Gigamoth?
Yeah, dude. I opened my door to let my cat in, and it was literally like the most giant fucking moth I've ever seen in my life flew in my fucking house. Its wings were so large, you could hear it flapping its wings across the fucking room.
That might have been a hummingbird moth.
And I watched it fly into my light in the kitchen, because I opened the back door. It hit the light, bounced up and into the fan blades that were spinning, got ricocheted off the fan blades into the fucking wall, and then just kept flying. And then just was like, I need to get you the fuck out of here. And I opened the door again, and hopefully then it would fly out. And it immediately like dive bombed me to fly out the fucking door.
Because it got bitch slapped by a ceiling fan. Of course they want to get it out.
Yeah, he was pissed. He was pissed. But I'm telling you, man, that thing was huge.
That might have been a hummingbird moth, because like I've seen a giant moth in my backyard before all the houses were developed, and I actually thought I was seeing shit because how big this fucking moth was. I was like,
you're probably right. Now that I look at a picture of it, I think that's what it was.
Yeah, because like
is that a thing?
Yeah,
for me.
Probably for your area. Like, I'm not sure where you are in the world, but
I live in New Jersey.
Okay, maybe not. I actually don't. Like, I know in more western / open areas they can show up. But yeah, like a fucking hummingbird moth, like it literally so big you rub your eyes in disbelief because you're like, that's not a moth. Wait, hold on. Rub your eyes, look back. Oh, that's a giant moth. Like, it's that big.
See, the funny thing is that, let me tell you the story of Jeff, the biggest beetle ever.
Jeff, a singer is not a bug. Come on.
No. This was a fucking beetle. Okay? An actual fucking beetle. Okay? So when Jeff was a wee young lad who used to play football, since all the concussion damage and stupidity that I have, we would go to football games. So we would go to the Edmonton Elks games before they were called the Edmonton Elks, the Edmonton Eskimos. God rest that name. It was a good name. And we would go to Commonwealth Stadium as a team, and we would sit and watch the games. So one of my teammates, we would just run up and down all these things. We would fuck around. We found the largest fucking beetle we've ever fucking seen in our lives. Thing was about as big as my fucking palm.
Right.
Okay. Thing's fucking massive. It's black. It was this scarab-like beetle.
Oh. Huh.
So we threw it off the edge of the top of Commonwealth Stadium.
That beetle. The beetle is like, ah! It's just falling off. It's just deep space.
I didn't think the thing was dead. Apparently it was. Because it landed in front of a guy, and the guy goes, I don't know what the fuck it was, but if the thing was fucking massive on the radio the next day.
That's funny. It hit the floor beside me, and I'm like, what the fuck?
It was huge.
That's funny. Something that you caused. You heard on the radio go, oh, that was me.
Oh, that was me, huh?
I want to say back in the day when email was first like a new hot thing, in early 90s, my siblings sent an email to Much Music and it actually got read. It was like kind of the hot, cool thing. I'm like, oh man, that's our email. That's our email. And they're reading it on TV and we're kind of psyched because it's like, holy shit, they're reading our email on their air. It's like coolest thing possible. Couldn't remember what the hell the email was even about, but I'm like, they decided to read it on air, so that was cool.
And then they made jokes about you at your expense.
Yeah, that's about right. In
front of millions of people.
You get to brag to your friends. We were mentioned on Much Music. Oh, poor Much Music.
Oh, poor Much Music.
You used to be so cool. And you're dead.
Yep.
Actually, wait, Ben doesn't know much Canadian Much Music. He probably knows MTV. Maybe a little bit.
Yeah, that's about it. I'm not a big TV person in general. Also, my music tastes are quite, I guess, fairly limited.
Would you say have you watched like a lot of MTV back in the day? No?
No?
Wow.
MTV was like in passing, or if there was literally nothing else that I wanted to put on while I was doing something else, and then I wouldn't actually actively watch it. I
see.
Yeah.
Because I remember a lot of like unique and weird shit on the basically Canadian Much Music. It's the same MTV, but just Canadian in Toronto. And yeah, like again, more emphasis on like the what was it called? The TV VJ or whatever, video jockey, and like them trying to present the videos and music videos and whatever, and try to have all their music blocks. Like, man, I'm just remembering all the older dumb shit they used to do, and it's like, I'm surprised they got away with any of that.
I remember when I would watch Much Music because my sister would watch it constantly.
Yeah.
So I would be like trying to play video games, and she would be like, "No, I'm watching Much Music. You're gonna watch Much Music." That was fun.
And then they got onto playing heavy metal music videos, and you're like, yeah.
Yeah. I wasn't a big metalhead back in the day.
Oh, no?
I've been a metalhead for so long. Like, I think I've always just been at like, well, no, not really. I was pretty into like regular pop and stuff when I was younger, but as soon as I hit like 13, it was all bets are off. I started, the Metallica hole just got me, and I went deeper and deeper. I ended up getting into some like niche like Nordic bands in the fucking early 2000s, and I've never looked back.
Yep, that's about right. I know my turn into more like, for me, my music taste was always like, I like, for a lot of people, it was probably like pop music at first because that's all they play on the fucking radio. And then slowly, as time went on, you just start going like, oh, for my musical taste, has always been video games / whatever they had in video games. So it's like, oh, let's go into dance music, or, oh, I heard Daft Punk one time. Let's look into Daft Punk and start trying to find more genres of that. And then eventually I kind of just went to the a hard end spectrum of hearing speedcore and hearing Midley. I think I'm saying that right. And like, it's just hearing that type of shit, and it's like, oh man, this shit is like so hard and so fast, but I like it. And it's like that edge of heavy metal / it's weird as fuck. And it's just, for me, like, my personal taste is like, it has to be weird. and it has to be not the norm in order for me to like it, which is it's like it's weird because I can like normal things too, but it's like I have to find the niche in that genre once I find that genre, because I'm like, no, I have to find the weird shit. You don't understand, because I have to, because man, like I bet it's better. I bet it is. I have to find it, and I knocking off the weeds and the internet, and I with my machete, and I finally find the weird nugget of gold that is speedcore. Or Gabber, or
Speedcore.
Yeah, or Gabber is just also just as head pounding stupid too. Which again, it seems like my flavor of music is fast paced, upbeat, and head pounding, which is also heavy metal. Surprisingly,
Yeah.
That sounds like you.
yeah.
I'm really into like symphonic metal, and I also strangely like industrial metal as well. I'm like kind of like all over the spectrum. It's like give me like one end and then give me the complete opposite. Like I kind of love like all of it. The only stuff that I really don't like is I don't like a lot of like the scream stuff.
Yeah, so sometimes it's good, and sometimes you're like, it's too much.
Yeah, I like actual lyrics because apparently I have a thing where like I can't actually hear lyrics very well. They kind of like blend into the music and become a part of it for me. So like if your lyrics are like and your singers are really good, it amplifies the song to like the next level for me.
Yeah, I get a weird like tingle on the back of my brain where if I can hear the singer do his vocals very well, I'd be like, oh, I really like this song. But it also, when I try to listen to like the deep groggly stuff, and I'm like, I get nothing from it. And I'm like, why is that? It's like, oh, I think I connect with like a singer more if I could just hear his fucking vocals.
Yeah,
Like,
I feel kind of the same way with that.
Yeah, and it's like, once I made that click, I'm like, oh, I know exactly the thing that I know how to make my music sandwich now, and it has to have clean vocals in it, or else I won't like the sandwich. Like, it has to have clean vocals. I don't know where in the sandwich that would go, but it has to have clean vocals. It has to be.
I can agree with you there.
Yeah, there
clean vocals is.
There can be some growls, there can be some in there, but I mean that's a sprinkle. Like you can put a line of growl, you know.
Yeah, it's like have you heard the rumbling?
The rumbling.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Okay, well, I guess I gotta enlighten you to the rumbling now. They have like scream parts in that, but it's pretty light. But like they flip flop between most of the lyrics, the lyrical style, or like what our singing style is, quite rapidly. So you're not always getting the same. It's not always screaming. It's not always like the normal like singing or whatever. But I think it's really good. I linked you the picture, not the link. I am sorry.
Is this the rumbling from Attack on Titan?
It is. But it's a good song, so stop before you get judgmental.
I'm not getting judgmental. I'm waiting for the moment Josh gets judgmental with eager intent.
Oh, I sent him the official music video. I didn't send him the actual intro. It's the full song. It's just a regular song. Also, Sim is an incredible band, and I will sim for them forever.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Why would you do that?
As I'm hearing it, like just a couple of seconds, I'm like, oh, I'm getting some power metal from this. I'm like, yeah, okay, yeah, I'm getting it.
They actually have weaved in a couple other genres into it as well. So it's not just metal the whole time, which is really neat.
Yeah. I find that actually even for the speedcore stuff I'm listening to, it's so niche and so like hard, such a hardcore thing that I feel the best person who does that well, he cheats all over the fucking place. Like was it Midley? Like when you listen to his songs, you go, wow, this is so fast and so crazy. And it's just like, again, a hard pounding sound all over the place. But if you like really if you dig around in his music, you start realizing, oh, he cheats like crazy because this is not consistently over 1,000 beats per minute, it like dips down to like 750 and like keeps even lower sometimes, and then jumps back up again. You're like, oh, he knows how to construct music well, and he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do you know how hard it would be to stay at 1,000 beats per minute for an entire song?
Oh yeah, I've dug around on YouTube trying to find some speedcore stuff, and like also like on the internet in general, and it's like, oh, you know, these bands that they say they're speedcore, they trying to be true speedcore, and I'm like, no, you can't. You just sound the same over and over. Like, you can't.
Ever listen to Dragon Force for 20 seconds and then you go, man, this guy's drumming really fast, and then you actually listen to Dragon Force live and you're like, holy shit, this is all fucking manufactured.
Have you seen Dragon Force live?
No, I have not.
Yeah, I have. It's not.
Yeah, it's not.
Okay.
Yeah, because like for the most part, I actually seen a video of the was a head guitarist doing his solo in a pool and head underneath the water, doing it perfectly.
He broke when I went to see them live. They broke the guitar that he was using.
Yeah, that happens.
like-
that happens all the fucking time apparently, because he's cranking shit on that thing all the time.
Yeah, and he did a hot swap on stage and then just starts fucking just railing that shit out, just like, damn, that was amazing. It was so cool.
I wonder how many guitars he has to whip through.
I don't know, but I saw them warming up before they started playing. I think he had like 3 of them behind him.
That sounds about right.
So I'm not, it's just like, wow, that's, wow.
I mean, the reason why I say that is because allegedly I had a friend who saw them live, and he was like, "Oh, this is awful."
The thing is that in order to do the rapid drumming, they're using the weird double pedals.
Oh,
where you use both. I think it's like you use both their feet at the same time, and every time you do the push down, you're getting double hits because there's 2 beats on them.
Yeah.
So you're getting like double real fast. So when he does it really fast like that, it sounds way higher than it actually is. But like that's just a tool for that to do it fast. Because I don't think that's cheating per se, or just like manufactured. Because I mean, other bands do that as well. I think it's just more of how to put it.
It's using a tool effectively for their what they want to use it for.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah, no, like I like Dragon Force. I think they're great. They're a good band. Spirit Carries On, I think it is the name of the song that I used to listen to. That's a really good song. Mm-hmm. And Through the Fire of the Flames is also like, you got to mention that because fucking Guitar Hero, but there's so many good songs in that album.
Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff. Actually, funny enough, as of late, I've been listening to Buckethead. If you don't know who Buckethead is, just Google Buckethead, and you see the first thing that pops up is the guy wearing the KFC bucket on his head with a mask and long hair. You go, isn't that the guy from Guns N' Roses? And you go, and I have to say yes, and he's godlike guitar player to the point that other godlike guitar players point at him and go, he's good. Like, he's real good. Like,
are you talking about like Axl Rose?
No. Buckethead. Google him. Like, he's again. So for Chinese Democracy, there was a side note about that of like when they're making it, they had Buckethead to help do with guitars and shit. But the thing was, he was very, how to say it, crazy. He would only do his guitar solos and guitar licks in a chicken coop and like doing all the guitar stuff. And at the time, Axl Rose owned a wolf, fucking took a dump in the chicken coop, and freaking Buckethead, he repeatedly didn't want them to remove the wolf poop out of the chicken coop because he's like, no, it makes me play better. And oddly enough, it did make him play better, but everyone was sick of his fucking shit. Like
literally.
Everyone, yeah, like everyone was like, God damn it, you're fucking weird. But it's like, but I get at the same time when everyone's like, "Oh, how good of a guitar player is he?" Everyone just goes, "He's godlike. Everything he does is good. Nothing bad."
He's like Jimi Hendrix died and came back from the dead.
I mean, Jimi Hendrix's blues for metal is Buckethead. Definitely Buckethead. Like, again, like I've been listening to a lot of his music because work, and I work at a desk, so I get to listen to a lot of heavy metal. And I'm listening to Buckethead, and I'm like, man, he does a lot of metal. And I start doing research a little bit on my breaks of like, well, how much music is this guy pumping out? He does an album a week for the past 8 years.
That's kind of overkill.
All he does is guitar. It's like Tiger Woods of heavy metal. Like, that's all he loves it. It's his passion. Go for it. He just does it all the fucking time. So when you hear his shit, you're like, man, this is real good. And like almost nothing is terrible the way he does. So it's like, man, you can listen to it all fucking day and then be not tired of it. It's like, oh man, it's nuts. Like, and yeah, and also like the mystique of Buckethead is like you don't really know who he is. Like there is a name and there is a person behind Buckethead, but it's like he doesn't want the person of Buckethead to be the symbol of the music. He wants Buckethead to be the symbol of the shit. So
it's kind of like old Deadmau5, right? Where he never revealed his face and that shit.
Oh yeah, exactly. Like that's why you kind of put on that motif. It's like he doesn't want himself to be in the music. He wants like the weird guy to be in the front, be the front man, because he's like feels like the weird man would do this way better and be a better character they could put on, and then it's like, you know, get more popular. And fucking yeah, like the more I do research into Buckethead, the more it's like, wow, he's both like putting on a character, and also you don't know if that's a character or that's actually just the weird guy underneath. Like,
the weird guy underneath.
Yeah, like because like another thing is like he's a farmer and a huge dork, or a huge nerd, I would say. Like he also knows everything about video games and also knows a lot about technology. So it's like, oh, if you talk about video games with him, I bet he knows what you're talking about. So. Because when it comes to Jordan and Guitar Hero, when he got proposed, what was it? The harmonics went up to Buckethead. They're like, "Would you like to make a song for our game?" He's like, he literally dropped everything he was doing, pumped out as sickest lick possible, and gave it to harmonics. Like, he really wanted to be in that game. Like, frick, Buckethead's amazing.
The guy's a Chad.
Yeah, totally.
Should have done the Doom soundtrack.
You know what? If they somehow got Buckethead to do part of the soundtrack, that would be pretty amazing.
Just cover a Doom song real quick.
Yeah, just do more Doom songs.
Man, I would recommend Buckethead Land from Buckethead. It's weird and crazy, and the more feels like you're going into the sanity of Buckethead. I highly recommend. Also, there's Buckethead Land 1, Buckethead Land 2. The first one is crazy. Second one, just as crazy, but more licks. So I recommend those ones. Also, there's years and years worth of music he's pumping out. Just pick any of them. You'll have a fun time. But, yep.
Josh likes Buckethead.
Buckethead's amazing.
Yeah.
I like Buckethead.
I'll have to check him out.
Yeah. You need to check out the meme I sent you, Ben.
Sure. I'm just going to pull up Buckethead real quick.
Well, I talk about... did we talk about EA wanting to sell?
Oh, God. Do I actually want to look at this? This oh, my God.
They want to sell. Oh, dear.
Yeah, they want to sell.
Good luck.
Yeah. I got a couple opinions.
Fucking Ricky. I love this guy so much. Yeah. Oh, my God. He is like the definition of not letting your disability get you down, and I love it.
Yeah.
He's so fucking funny, and he's also he can do whatever he wants, and he'll never be canceled.
I love the one where he did, which was him being like, you know what this is, and he points to a bundle of sticks, and you're like, oh no, don't
here
say
it
it,
comes.
don't do it, and he does it. It's like, oh, damn it,
Ricky, stop!
why, Ricky?
You can't
why?
say those things.
I shouldn't laugh, considering that the LGBTQ A plus community, XYZ VT
Fuck it.
community. Fuck it. The LGBT community is a very good and awesome community. Every other group in that community, I don't know about, and I don't really care. Whatever makes you guys sleep at night. But EA's looking to sell their games, which is funny considering that EA has killed 95% of the franchises.
Yeah, what else is there, right?
Yeah, so they're trying to sell. They're trying to kill themselves.
Yeah,
They're trying to put.
They're like, oh, we can't buy anymore and shoot them in the backyard. So what are we?
Why don't we kill ourselves?
So
That solves the problem.
They took the gun, put it to their own head, and are like, oh, we could kill ourselves. That's how they went.
Yeah, they basically did.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yep. They're trying to kill themselves properly. How that's going. How it's going down.
Yeah.
But I was gonna say for them selling themselves. I don't know who can buy. Who wants to buy EA? Like Tencent, maybe.
I mean, Tencent will buy anything.
Yeah, they.
Tencent will literally buy everything.
Just like who, like, I'm trying to think who would even want to buy EA. There's always
Microsoft.
Yeah, like
Microsoft will buy EA,
what they.
and then they'll run Bioware. Then they'll solve Bioware. They'll fix Bioware.
Yeah, sure.
It will be the greatest comeback story of all time.
Or Sony will buy EA.
No. That would be bad for the Sony sisters. We can't let them have that. That would be bad for them.
I mean, that would be perfect for them. They could just be like,
It's bad enough that they bought Microsoft's sloppy seconds.
I mean, they already fucking wedged out Sony with the latest purchase they did. What was the last company they purchased?
Activision Blizzard.
Right, and they're like they wedged them out of the future games. Any other future games are gonna do with them.
I think Call of Duty is going to be released on all platforms.
Oh, probably.
It just makes too much sense.
I think all the major releases, yeah, they're gonna come. They're definitely gonna be on all platforms. But I'm thinking like whatever they were thinking of in the pipeline to do, they probably may or may not have got shit canned.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Like, yeah. So this purchase is like, oh, like them purchasing it is like, oh shit. What about the shit we're trying to plan to do? Is that shit canned now? What the fuck? Like, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I think that part of me thinks that Microsoft tends to like focus a lot on like purchasing good products. And EA has a lot of good products, but they also don't tend to be do a lot right with their company. Like last Battlefield game, horrible tragedy. Last Mass Effect game, Mass Effect Legendary Edition,
Worked out for them.
really good game, actually fantastic. More people should buy it.
I mean, it's just Mass Effect is a good game though, but it's an old game. Re-releasing an old game doesn't count. Only releasing new games. That's where it matters.
Yeah, the last Mass Effect game that was new.
Yeah, Andromeda is yeah, we don't
Anthem.
talk about that.
Let's talk about Anthem.
I mean, they don't talk about anime anymore.
You know, it'd be even funnier if someone else buys EA and they're like, the person who bought them goes, "Hey, this Anthem thing was a cool idea. Let's resurrect it."
I mean, the problem, they need to make another Titanfall.
Yes, I agree. Titanfall 4.
Yeah, but the problem is Apex is so successful that they're never going to make another one.
Or they make
Because
a weird spin-off and then it ends up being Titanfall. That's the only way it's going to work. You make a weird spin-off and then it's somehow Titanfall.
I mean, you make Apex Legends and then it makes tons of money.
There you go.
that's one of the things I fucking hate battle royale games, man. They need to just fuck off.
Yeah. Although, I think, funny enough, the best battle royale I've played is the Hunt Showdown, which I hate the fucking title. But the Hunt Showdown, I felt, is the most unique take on the battle royale genre, which is you and other packs of 3 people go into an arena. I forget what's the max amount goes into an arena. I think it's 12 or 15 or something like that. And basically the idea is go kill the boss, one of 3 bosses in this arena, take their essence once you kill them, and run all the way back to home base so you can keep that essence and, you know, carry on to the next missions and stuff. But everyone else, everyone else is trying to murder you or the boss at the same time. So it's this weird cat and mouse game of, okay, who's gonna go take the boss first, and who's gonna try to come in as we're doing the boss, or who's gonna try to come and get us before we get there? Is there anyone else left? It's like you're running around the map trying not to die, and like, and also the game's HUD. There's like 0 HUD. Like that's another thing about the game. It's like the sound design and it's like aesthetic is like. Again, because you're playing an old Western, it's also the time frame. You're in old Western time, so all your guns are shit. The good gun is like expensive as fuck, and also turns out the best gun you can possibly get is a bow and arrow, because it's silent. It's like it kills things pretty easy too. So it's like, oh, damn, you need to get the bow and arrow because that's like top tier in that game. And yeah, like, oh man, also the sound design is just crazy. Like, man, you could really pinpoint a person where they're coming from in that game, and it's amazing.
Maybe you should just play Tarkov.
I mean, it's also pretty similar, but I would still give the Hunt Showdown a little bit, you know. It's a different game, and I would just put that a step higher for the Hunt Showdown, and then put freaking a step down for Tarkov, because yeah, they're just different. But I would put the Hunt higher for me, for my taste, because it's like, oh, it's just because it's not necessarily about you versus people. It's you versus the people plus the monsters you're trying to go and kill.
Yeah, I respect your decision to say that Hunt is better for you.
Yeah, like again, it's like it's a personal taste thing, because like I understand Tarkov, I understand why that's hard, but I just like, man, I just prefer Hunt.
I don't know. I like Tarkov just for like the gun mechanics. The whole like being able to customize your gun is like so much more like cool.
Yeah, I agree. Although
I mean, it's two very different games.
Yes,
Hunt is like from
they're the same genre though, which is like weird when you think about it.
Yeah, but Hunt's like from like what, the 1700s and up.
Also monsters, also supernatural.
Tarkov is people
modern day
and people are shit.
PMCs, yeah.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, welcome. Well, it's instead of welcome to Russians, welcome to America. Nowadays.
Yeah. Welcome to America.
Christ.
Do we
talk about that?
What thing?
How America's falling the fuck apart and people are just mass murdering each other all the time?
I mean, I just know that a furry went and shot up a bunch of places, and then a week later, some guy who we don't know whether, according to 4chan, he's trans. According to the mainstream media, they don't know. Dude apparently had a dick. I don't know what the fuck what the fuck's going on anymore.
Wait. The Texas shooter was a furry?
No, the Buffalo shooting was a furry.
Oh. Damn, I never seen that before.
Buffalo
A
shooter-
racist furry? That's
The
a
Buffalo
first.
shooter described himself as a communist.
Yeah, okay, so he was a racist communist furry. Damn.
Yes.
No wonder there's a game on Steam called Hitler, Furry Hitler. I'm not kidding. Open Steam right now. Go to the store page and go down to the new and trending. It's literally the top one there.
Is this gonna be? Oh God, Josh, do we have to stream this?
I don't know.
But you can't because it's adult.
Oh my god.
It's also super obviously foot fetished as well.
Oh, wow. And also the first first thing I see is just white icing.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
And like I said, like you see the way that the feet are, it's obviously a foot fetish thing.
Yep, and lots of white icing.
Mm-hmm. There's actually another one on there. There's actually one called Furry Nazis or Nazi Furry. That's another game. But like it's crazy how like there's this weird furry Nazism in I'm just so confused. It doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, there's that weird subset of Nazism and furries. It's kind of weird. Although I kind of think furries is more of like a weird catching net of weird fetishes.
Yeah,
That is true.
Yeah. I'm just gonna point out this first review I saw in Nazi Hitler, Furry Hitler. What the fuck? What the fuck? I've gone too far in my research, and this has brought me here.
Oh boy.
That's the
Yes.
first review. So, you know, this is why we can't have nice things. This alone. I look forward to the next 8 games I look up on the Steam workshop or the Steam queue. They're all going to be furry porn. Thanks, Ben.
You're welcome.
Thank goodness it's going to be nothing but furry. Oh wait, hold on.
Oh, this is going to be.
Oh wait.
Well, at least we can be like Jeff Gerstmann and look at Hatsune Miku Project Diva Mega Mix Plus. Hopefully this time they actually fix the problem with the thing and allow us to look at her panties.
Oh boy.
I mean, this is very important, Josh. We need to be able to look at her panties.
Actually, I think there was a video I remember of VR. You know, people. There's that when VR was first being shown off, and people were buying the kits and showing and doing dumb stuff in their video games. One was a idol/poker game, and of course it's VR, so you could put your head through stuff and look around, and you can see the guy put his head through the table. You think, oh, he's gonna look up his skirt or something because it's some anime chick doing passing the cards on the table. And no, what he does, he turns to like his head 90 degrees on the table just so he can read the cards that are on the table. It was they were textured even though they're face down, so he can just turn his head. It's like, oh, that's the cards. Okay, he just goes back up and plays the rest of his round.
That's one way to do it. That's one way to cheat.
Priorities.
Oh, it's just so funny. Like, you see his head pop down, you think, oh, he's gonna look up his skirt. He turns his head 90 degrees. It's like, oh, that's the cards. Okay. It's like, oh, never mind.
I mean, that's always the best is like when you see like creeps on like fucking like VR porn. But anyways, yeah, the Buffalo shooter was a furry. We don't know about the other shooter. I'm not going to say that he's what we think he is. I'm not going to say he's trans because I can't find conclusive information saying one way or the other. What I am going to say is that holy fucking shit, the cops are fucking retarded. Like, actually, full on stupid morons.
I just see nothing but bashing
yeah.
of the cops all over the place, just everywhere.
I honestly do not know how the cops were like okay with what they did.
Yeah.
And the best part is like people were like saying they're coming up with like, well, like if we had background checks, it wouldn't happen. And it's like, dude, you need background checks in order to get an AR-15. Like, here's the shit that doesn't make sense to me, Josh. Okay, I'm gonna ask you 2 questions. When you, so here's my 2 questions. Okay, if you turned 18,
Yeah.
would you have $2,000 to buy a $2,000 rifle?
Oh no, is that my hobby?
No.
Am I into it's guns my hobby? Because there's people who are guns their hobby.
Yes, but would you have the money in order to buy a Cadillac of rifles?
Out of high school, probably not. I don't know. Do I have a part-time job?
You work at Wendy's.
You actually probably have enough money to buy that.
Yeah, you would.
I mean, like,
If you were staying at home and exclusively had very low or no bills, I could see it.
Yeah.
yeah, like here's the thing: is like everyone's saying they're saying that like this is like really weird that like he had like 2 of the same weapons. Like he had 2 AR-15s with big, massive like amounts of clips and stuff like that. And they're $4,000. It would be like $4,000, $8,000 a piece, right? So we don't really know.
Yeah, no, I worked minimum wage for like dick cheese money, and I made like $7,000. So,
Oh, I do too. But I just don't like. That's the thing is like I don't really understand like what the issue is. I don't understand what the hell is going on. I don't understand like what the fuck happened. Like I have a couple of thoughts. Like my main thought is like my main thought process on this is like, okay, there has to be something that's going on that's causing these things to happen. And
mental health, and we're not properly addressing the warning signs. We're addressing them way too late.
Yeah.
yeah. But that's been the thing. Like millennials have had a mental health crisis for years now.
I've had a health crisis for years, and we've been ignored by our parents for forever. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's stuff is just not changing for the better.
Oh yeah. Plus trauma, plus just terrible parenting in general.
Yeah,
I mean,
and, like,
when you look at like the biggest complaint about like millennials and Gen Xers, it's literally their parents were fucking trash, and it's either they've been ignored or have been not straight up abused, but like had their needs not properly met, and then that's led to mental health issues that have gone ignored and like just the parents don't believe it even after they're diagnosed, and then they don't have the proper solutions to even get that fixed. So it's just like there's probably like the reason we're seeing such an uptick in like ADHD and all that stuff is because my age of parents just didn't believe in that shit.
Yeah. Or just
But
thought
it
the
exists.
person, or thought the person was just stupid.
Yeah. So like autism and all that shit's spiking now because like we're realizing it as adults, and then like our kids are having it. And we're like, man, our kids are kind of fucked up, and it's like, I guess we should finally figure out what the fucking problem is because I don't want the same thing to happen to me happen to them. So they take me to a doctor, and then they also find out that them themselves are also autistic or have ADHD or some kind of other mental problem, and they're like, oh, well, I never knew because my parents were fucking pieces of shit that didn't bother to get me diagnosed.
Yep.
See, that's one thing I'm really grateful for. My parents actually took me to get diagnosed for a learning disability.
I think my parents took me to get diagnosed, but it was, again, this is early, so
Yeah, I
got
some speech problems, but I thought that was like the extent of it. I might have that stuff, but I think I just have like anxiety that just needs to be dealt with.
You have an anxiety disorder?
Might. I'm still working to figure the fuck that out.
The reason why I know this, I remember that day very clearly. They talked to me for like 20 minutes, and then they were like, okay, we're going to go talk to your parents now. And they left me in a room with a TV and a VHS tape. So I got to watch Cats and Dogs, and I was like fidgeting, so I like opened up the drawer, there was Space Jam in there. And I cranked the volume on the VCR. I remember that day. It was great.
Ah.
Yeah. So, anyways. But yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. But I don't know. It's kind of sad that shit happened in the States.
Yeah, it's really fucked up, and it's like I said, like it's one of those problems that have gone on just for so long at this point.
Yep.
That I don't think anybody knows how to fix it anymore, or even wants to fix it.
Yeah. Anyways,
I think the only way they're gonna fix it is it hits so far off the deep end to the point of either civil unrest or fucking I don't know, maybe. Okay, so I don't know. I'm not sure what's the biggest massacre there is, but maybe the whole school just explodes. A whole school.
Oh, that's gonna be the moment that you get Congress like having to actually do something.
Actually, yeah, like if a whole school like full of kids just exploded.
This is
Finally,
on
they
par.
have to do something.
I think this is pretty close to like on par with like Sandy Hook and shit. Like Sandy Hook was what, like 30 kids, and this was 19. This is like honestly just as bad in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah.
And it's even more fucked up because the police did literally nothing.
Waited 50 minutes and even tried to obfuscate the guys who shot the shooter, which was not them.
And they were even like handcuffing and keeping parents from doing anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. World's fucked.
Yeah, I definitely think the police were in the super wrong here.
Oh, yeah, no, that's 100% true.
Quick, let's talk about Furry Hitler again.
Yeah, at least that's funny.
At least that's funny.
Yeah, the furry Nazis.
Why would you want to talk about furry Nazis? I don't want to talk about furries.
Fine, let's just talk about
They could be the cutest like girls ever, and I would still like hold up a cross to them.
let's talk about
They
Nightmare
could be
Reaper.
naked and begging me.
So you wouldn't fuck Crystal Fox from Star Fox?
I mean, I would. That doesn't make me a furry.
Kind of does actually.
Kinda, I mean, there's xenophobic or xenophile.
I mean, here's the
Zoophile, you
thing.
mean.
It depends. It depends. How drunk am I?
However many drinks it takes.
So
How many drinks does it take? Like how many shots we saw?
So if I can't fucking stand, and I'm
your
being
dick is-
dragged,
if you can't stand, I'm not sure about your dick.
Yeah, that would be kind of hard.
oh, that's the only thing. I didn't say it was good. At what point? So if I can't stand and I sleep with Crystal Fox, oh wait, no, that's technically rape.
Not for men.
I don't know if there's still consent going on. I don't know.
I can't give my consent when I'm shit-faced, Josh. I mean, I can. It's just not going to be as effective.
Oh boy. If I got in a situation with Crystal, I probably would do it just simply so I could just check it off of my bucket list.
I slept with Crystal Fox.
And check mark.
Does Lola Bunny kind of follow that too? Because then you're definitely a furry.
It's either the same line or it's like, another sub check mark underneath that.
I mean, here's the thing. If Lola Bunny was in front of me, and like, here's the thing, I would bang a furry out of
If they were real, because they exist or whatever, or just you're not.
I mean, I wouldn't bang an anthropomorphized animal.
But you seem to be saying that you would.
Again, I go back to what's a Harkins test?
Yes.
Yeah, go back to the Harkins test. Can they talk? Yes. Do they have ability to communicate well? Yes. Can they give consent? Yes. That means you can fuck it.
Okay. I respect that, I guess.
Yeah, like, it just comes down to, can they understand you? Can they talk the same language? Do they get concepts of, like, you know, wanting to fuck and having just, you know, having consent and shit? Yeah, they can get all of that? Cool, let's do it.
You know that means Pokemon actually are, like, super borderline then, right?
Oh, yeah!
Because they can understand, but they can't, like, clearly give consent. But, like, in the world, it says that people literally, like, married Pokemon and, like, live with them.
Yeah.
I mean, you just described the most horrifying thing ever.
Well, that Pokemon can't give consent and people fuck Pokemon?
I mean, the part where we've been over this, Vaporeon is not a Pokemon that you should fuck.
But Vaporeon is literally the best Pokemon for it.
Yeah, did you know?
Acid
No.
armor.
Stop!
Stop!
My virgin ears!
It would also be incredibly wet when aroused. Because it's a water type.
Okay, you're making a reason for me to just boot up Timefall 2 and start playing it.
Yes, go. We can
I
end
mean,
now.
we've been talking
we've been doing
forever.
this for a while.
Yeah, we've been talking forever.
Yeah, we're 2 hours. I think
Okay.
people are probably bored at this point. Probably don't even know what's happening anymore.
No, they don't.
What is happening? What is God?
If you want to send us off, Jeff, I think you should send us off.
Thank you for listening to us talk about Furry Hitler and whether or not we would fuck a furry.
This is the Black Mind podcast. Listen
You
to
listen to us every Thursday on blackmindgames.podbean.com. I'm disappointed in my two co-hosts.
very disappointed. Actually, I'm very happy
you're the
one
furry fucker
co-host.
here.
I'm very happy at
Fuck
one
you.
co-host and disappointed at another
Fuck
co-host.
you. Fuck you, Ben. Fuck you.
No, thank you, Ben. Thank you. I'm very happy that you came today.
Yes. You're welcome.
Fuck you. Well, that's not as bad as like when I was walking out of the Top Gun movie and my friend goes, "My hips hurt," and I was like, "What? The fuck? My hips hurt." I'm like, "Oh God, why did you say that?"
Oh,
I didn't need to know. I didn't need to know.
Anyway, listen to us on your podcasting apps of choice and or websites.
Yep.
Yep.
Thank you.
See you later.
Bye.
Be a while longer, right? Yeah, I don't know about that. I didn't even like the first movie that much either. Yeah, I just started it.
Okay, but yeah, like, so the only I'm gonna repeat again because only reason why Jeff and Alan are just not going to show up is because they're both watching Top Gun, the new one, not the old Top Gun, which would be kind of rad just to see back in theaters again. But you know, I don't think anyone in theaters has their old film equipment anymore.
So wait, it's literally just me and you for this?
I think so.
Wow, that's gonna be one awkward podcast. Oh God.
It's gonna be a wonderful podcast. I don't know what you mean. It's gonna be so good. I mean, I could bring in one more strangler. See,
Why did you do better this than Atlanta is 3 people? I don't know how one-on-one podcasts go.
I mean, one-on-one podcast can work. It depends on the chemistry between the two people. Because, I mean, have you ever heard of the Super Beastcast?
No.
Oh, because they do a one-on-one podcast, and that's, fine.
Okay.
They do fine. Again, it's just like the chemistry between the two people that really depends on it, and like those two's chemistry is fine. Like, if you can carry a conversation, it should be okay.
Usually I can.
Yeah. It's just, if you talk, I don't know, if you talk with like not having a subject matter, then it's gonna be awkward. But other than that,
true. Do we even have topics?
I mean, I did play a little bit of a video game.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I played a video game too, so I guess we got it.
We got it. We got in there.
We play video games. We win.
We played a video game. What else? Let's see if I could scrounge up any video game related bullshit.
Jeez.
Quick, what's the most latest shock thing from video games? Everyone sucks. Yep.
Yeah, you're right.
Yep. But then you just see one silver lining of like, oh, this game don't suck. Thank goodness. But oh wait, developer eats babies.
Oh, we can talk about the CDPR leak with Cyberpunk's DLC.
Oh yeah.
I don't really know anything about it because I literally just heard about it literally a bit ago.
Also, what was it? The new Warner Brothers Smash Bros. Came out. Well, not came out. It's a alpha or limited alpha or whatever, but it's still pretty polished to the point of like they're just gauging reactions at this point. And it's, from what I hear, it's really, really good. To the point that what was it, like each character has their own personality and their own traits and stuff like that, because WB characters are like that. It turns out when you pick certain characters and you fight against certain opponents and stuff like that, they always have a comeback for each other.
Oh,
so stuff like,
okay, I know what you're talking. Okay, yeah.
So there's always something like Bugs Bunny just going like, oh man, I guess you are really super, huh, man? And then there's like he's fighting against Superman and he maybe lost or something, and you're like, hold on, this never happens in Smash Bros, but I'm hearing it in fucking this, which is very similar. So it's kind of weird that you hear like Bugs Bunny talking to Superman and hearing fucking, I don't know, like Gem, what was it, the Gems from Steven Universe? Garnet talking to who else, like Iron Giant. I know Iron Giant's in that fucking game.
Yeah, I saw the trailer where Superman and him plopped out, which is like, wow. But
my lid flipped when I saw that, because it's like, you got Iron Giants? What the fuck?
Yeah. But yeah, it was just like, what was I gonna say now? Oh yeah, I love all the Shaggy references.
Oh god, yeah.
I love that he goes literally super Shaggy. It's so funny. It's so fucking funny.
Yeah, like, funny enough, they're kind of cashing in on a meme that was like forever ago, but at the same time it's like, oh, I know that meme, like it's kind of dated, but at the same time it's like, it's still kind of cool to make Shaggy go through that, like fucking get supers and shit like that. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
And although it's hard to imagine of like what the board meeting must have been like for picking all the characters and shit like that and all the dumb shit they could do.
Man, I can't imagine when they were like, okay guys, I got a great idea, we're gonna make a Smash clone, we need characters, and it's like, and then they're like, okay, we need a few more to fill out, and it's like, what about Shaggy and the meme? And they're like, fine. I bet that's how that conversation went. There's like, yeah, fine.
Or maybe secretly, like, everyone in that boardroom was like a little bit of a gamer to the point of like they looked at Smash Bros. And everyone in the room played Smash Bros. And go, can we do that? Like, can we? Like, everyone just looked at each other like,
and then they saw Nickelodeon do it, and they're like, we can do it, and we can do it better.
Oh yeah, I was kind of hoping it was be that case because it's like, I saw Nickelodeon and I saw people playing it, and it just feels kind of empty. Mm-hmm. Like, even though Smash has, I think the way Smash feels less empty, it was just a lot of music, like a lot of orchestrated bullshit. And a lot of like,
yeah, their sound effects and their music is really good. Plus the camera is dynamic, so like it zooms in and out like really smoothly and well that you don't even notice it unless like you're actively thinking about these kind of things. But when you watch like the Nickelodeon one, the camera is like really static, and instead of zooming out when they get far apart, it just kind of like follows them and it like moves them to the corners instead of increasing the FOV, which is like kind of wish you did better, but it's probably performance issues. It's one of the tricks of that. It's like if you keep the camera at a certain FOV, you get better performance. That's why you can't change FOV on consoles, because when you increase the FOV, you're increasing the things you need to render, because they can just de-render things outside your FOV to save on performance.
Oh, right. Because I know the first thing I do on any FPS is like, oh, what FOV am I in? No, what FOV am I in? Increase that slider up to 110. There we go.
Oh, you play on 110? Oh, I can't do that. I only go up to 90.
I have to go 110 because I feel like I'm not seeing what I'm supposed to be seeing. I feel so blind at like 90 and lower. It's weird.
Yeah, I feel like if it's lower than 80 is I start feeling claustrophobic. But I can deal with 80, and I think that's like the Call of Duty default is 80.
Is it
the
now?
Newer ones are 80. The older ones were 60.
Yeah, because I feel like I have to kick up that slider to like 20 numbers at least, because I'm like, I feel like I'm looking down a cardboard tube with the cardboard tube around your eyes, and you're like, fuck, I can't. What am I seeing here? Like,
yeah, 110
Jesus.
gives me like fishhole or fisheye lens kind of thing going on, and I don't like it.
I do. I know we're kind of shifting topics to fucking FOV, but I'm like, man, you know those ultra wide like fucking monitors?
Yeah.
They're just like 3 monitors on 1 monitor. I wouldn't mind like just trying out the FOV craziness with that, because I'm sure it gets to a point where it doesn't work anymore.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't even know if you can get the FOV that wide.
Ah, man. I actually, you know what? I remembered that in Linus Tech Tips, they actually experimented with 3 attached ultra wide monitors. So like they have a central, so there's 3 of them all side by side, and they try to their best to just widen the games as hard as they could and see what would happen. And it turns out, like, if the games are not balanced or even tuned for that ultra wideness, then it kind of just gets warped over on the sides, and you just don't see fucking shit. And you're like,
yeah,
that makes sense.
I've heard that there's a lot of games that don't have ultra wide support, and that's like an issue.
Yeah.
What am I running on Destiny right now? I'm curious, because now that you've said that, my field of view is 90 on that. Oh, do you know something's weird? So you know how like most people are like, man, I want like 60 plus frames in all my games. Right. Destiny's 2 engine is fucking wonky. And if you have 120 FPS, it increases the projectiles of the enemies, the speed, and it increases their fire rate. So there's an enemy that shoots this white, like kind of like conal projectile at you. If you ever play Warframe, it's like the one shotgun where it kind of like cleaves through things. But it shoots this projectile at you, like kind of like pew, pew, pew. If you have over 60 FPS, it shoots faster and the projectile's faster, making it harder to dodge. And it's literally worse to play the game at a higher FPS because you cannot dodge what the enemies are shooting at you in PvE content.
That's
And it's
so
100%
weird.
client side. The regular another player in the same game as you will not have the same experience as you because you have 120 FPS.
That's stupid.
And the higher your FPS goes, the higher it fires. They got it up to 300 FPS, and it was doubling the speed of the projectiles and the frequency.
Yeah. That's hilarious. It just reminds me of like you trying to play old video games from like DOS era and on a modern computer, and it just goes like Mach 20, and you're like, why is it going so fast? You're like, no, the clock speed. It goes by clock speed of your CPU, so therefore it's going like fucking Mach 20 as hard as it can, as fast as it can, because it's not designed for that. So you have to put throttle that shit in DOS box so it doesn't hit faster than like 10,000 cycles or whatever the hell it is for your certain game. Like, man,
That's ridiculous.
it's kind of weird how developers don't like, just to circle back, like like just keep talking about like game developers and shit. Like fucking, it's amazing how problems like that still creep up nowadays. And you think they figured this out.
I think
Maybe they do.
I think it's because, like, when you're, especially like some of those older games, I doubt that any of them were ever considering the fact that technology would have advanced to this point.
Or they think that someone in the future is going to come back and play the game, or think out, or even think outside the box of like, man, what if things get faster? How is people going to play this, or something like that?
Yeah,
Like,
or they're like,
yeah,
they probably were like, okay, what's the upper limit here? And they're like, okay, well, this is what our upper limit is at. It's like, how is it going to be higher than this in the average operational lifespan of this video game? And it's like, if not, then I guess it's not my problem.
yeah. It's weird because it does get to a point of like, how are people of the future going to try to play your old shit if it's not supported properly?
I mean,
anyway,
look at Nintendo. They obviously were not considering that at all.
nope. And it shows, because there's actually hard proof that they just rip games from the internet and resell it.
Yeah, the new emulators for the Switch or whatever, right?
Yeah. Also, what was it on the Wii U or on the Wii when they're doing their virtual console? People who are pirating stuff, they were going into the ROMs of those games and looking at them and like, oh, this must be like the OG ROM that Nintendo was sitting on or something. And they looked at the header of the game. Turns out it was a rip from online,
Wow.
from someone else's rip.
So
it's like,
they literally just don't have access to those games anymore. They're like, all right, we're just gonna,
Yeah, literally. It was like, holy shit. They, like, a lot of Japanese developers did not seem to think that people in 20 years want to go back to play this shit again.
which is honestly crazy to me because like you, like
It's
even
the same
like.
problem.
The
it's like-
adults, like I know that my uncle, he grew up like in the arcade era, like, you know, Pac-Man and shit, and like he legitimately in like his late 30s bought a arcade machine, not like a literal arcade machine, but with the home console versions of like the Pong and Atari and all that shit. Like he had all that because he loved to go out and like play that shit when he was a kid. So it's just like, he had that stuff, and it's like, you know, there's going to be people of like that era that want to go out and do that and like buy the old stuff, but like again, like the accessibility is just not there.
Yep. Funny enough, it comes at certain generations comes easier and easier just to like, oh yeah, you can get this to work on fucking like a toaster versus like
Doom on a fucking fridge.
Yeah, Doom on a fridge. Like, you can, like, especially 80s games and games from, like, it depends on, like, the era and also where it's coming from. But it's like, oh, you want this really old arcade game that everyone loves? Yeah, you can play this on fucking like, everything you want. But it comes down to like, oh, I see you come from England and you have the Amiga and you want to play, I don't know, Jet Set Willy. good luck.
What upsets
Like-
me though is like, what about like, the Simpsons arcade game?
Oh yeah.
You literally cannot get an actual arcade version of that. It's just impossible.
Yeah.
You can only get the NES variant. You can't get the actual arcade version. Like it's they're two separate versions.
I want to say you could get it on the 360. Wasn't there a resale of that?
Oh, was there? I remember
Yeah.
that there was literally no remake, and there was no possible way to get the actual like arcade variant.
Because I swear there was an arcade version for like the 360 that they put out. Of course, it was like a double pack with something else, and also the
When they had their like arcade special or whatever,
something like that. And if I also remember correctly, even like the double pack of like the two things they shoved together with the Simpsons arcade, I still wouldn't pay whatever. Like I remember at the time being like, this is fucking expensive. Like,
yeah, wasn't it like $30 for like 5 games or something?
it was something like, no, I won't say it was like 2 games or even 3 games.
Okay,
Like, it was
because I
something, like,
remember
really squeezing people for like, oh, you want to play this old shit again? Squeeze the money out of you. Like, fuck.
give him the short squeeze.
Yeah, yeah, like, oh, you want to play this shit again, huh? Okay, we're squeezing that out.
It's almost as bad as it is nowadays. It's just like, haha, we're releasing a new GTA expansion, and it's going to cost $30 million to even begin it. Do you want to buy a shark card?
No, can I not buy the shark card?
Then you got to grind for 40 hours.
Well, I've been doing that for so many years already, and I LARP, so... Oh, fuck. I know that they were trying to capitalize on the LARPing people, but you can't capitalize on free unless you make it like, I don't know, I think the only way they can capitalize on the LARPers of the freaking capitalize on the LARPers of that is like you give them an engine where they have flexibility to set goals. So it's like, oh, you want to...
Oh, hello?
Hey.
That is Jeff.
Yep.
He's calling in.
Luckily-
All right, first caller.
Yeah, we got our first caller. Although I'm not recording him.
That's true. That is a problem.
Yeah, that's the problem. Okay, we'll keep talking bullshit. Oh. Although we should do a sync, actually.
Yeah, true. We've been talking for like half an hour without us doing that.
Yeah, you're gonna have fun, Jeff. You're gonna have lots of fun.
Probably.
Yep.
Bye.
See ya. Okay, I found the release date of Simpsons Arcade.
Okay.
Xbox Live 2012.
So they did release the actual arcade variant.
Yeah. And also PlayStation Network. It was later in the same month.
I'm curious what it cost back then.
Yeah, I don't. Let me see if I can even find it.
Wow, you can find the old Destructoid article by Jim Sterling. Wow. It's like a short little thing. That's crazy. Oh, here we go. Xbox and GameSpy. It doesn't have a price. It just says that it's there. Because I remember going to my local arcade and playing this. But yeah, we should sync it. Like actually do an intro, like a good actual podcasters.
Yeah, I mean this is the actual podcast. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you're right.
We should actually sync in 3, 2, 1.